let me give the answers. So we do not know the details of the other. How can we connect them? Okay. Okay. So guys, already we shared one Google form, right? And if you fill that Google form, then definitely we will add you into that group. Okay. So for regarding this, you can just ping Ayushman. Okay, even if you are not added into any one groups, so already we have created the 10 groups for the projects. We will allocate each group one projects. Okay, that live project we will assign. If possible, also we will give the data sets. If we have, then we will also provide you that things. Okay, so if you're not fill that form and yet you're not part of any groups, then like message him. Okay, and even you can just contact our HRs. So they will also help you. Okay, so guys, first of all, I'm just sharing my screen, guys. So first of all, I just want to tell you the great work who all are written the medium blogs. Guys, you did a wonderful job, and I can able to see the SIRT college, right? Am I correct? Like you guys are did everything. Most ofly all the blogs are just like you guys are written. So that's really great work, guys, and also you can contribute for the next week projects. Okay.
Class. I have to take a class next. So yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So, okay. Ma'am, so I'm Devanand Chakraborty. I'm the admissions counselor at Prayug. And yeah, so today, so how was your class with our teacher? It was good. It actually. Then we have divided that, and many of these
Dibajan,
also.
Dibajan, why you are in you want to say?
Northern Ocean non
Sorry.
No, sir, it's nothing, sir. Actually, my voice was on by the mistake. I was actually speaking on the phone.
Achha, okay, 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 okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so guys, today's we are going to see like how we can use this here, or you know already the today's topics. But you know, before starting today's topic, I just want to say like what are the LLM models we have? Okay, what are the LLM models? So if I will ask this question, you can say the definition. So LLM models are advanced computer programs that understand the generative human language. They learn from the huge amount of data text to do they perform the lots of mathematical operation using neural networks and the system made by the layers, which is we used to say like interconnected neurons, where each connection have the weight that adjusts during the learning. So you can say this kind of the definitions, right? But but do we know like exactly what's happening, like even though in backend the neural network, we are just there are the lots of neural networks which interconnected with each others, and how these already the deep learning, the people are they are sharing the one neuron sharing the weight to the another neurons, but how this process are happening on the top of where it's happening and how it's processing, that's a very important question. Okay, if you don't know where you're performing this all the task, then you could not able to be succeed in your deployment and in your applications. So nowadays what happening is like, before the covid, if you're a data scientist, then they will only ask you to build the models, but nowadays every companies are expecting you to deploy it in any clouds. Okay, so before going to that, I just want to share. Nowadays, there are so many LLM models, the OpenAI, Google, Meta. So there is the one link where you can artificial analysis dot AI. You can just copy this link, and I will share you this documentation, and you can go where and go here, and you can you can see this is that. this is that platform. Okay, so here if you will see, there are lots of what are the AI models, and what kind of the price they people are using, and how many tokens they are using, and what is the future analysis. And also you can find these models and APIs. Okay, here if you will go, you will get all different type of model. You will get the image models, videos models, and text processing models, audio models, Mistral, DeepSeek, and DeepSeek couple Sara models are available here. Okay, you can directly access here. And apart from that, you can also find out here, there is from here, if for example OpenAI, how many OpenAI models are, as of all now it's available, and there are and their APIs and their cost. So it will help you to to build any projects. And also here it's written whether it's a free or how much token you can use for the free, and this everything. So okay, if you want anything, any models, if you don't aware about the how many models are present and which model is good, so you can go here and you can search. And not only that, and apart from that, here you can also find the comparisons, guys. So each model comparison. Oh my gosh, help me to- okay. So even if you will go here, the language models. Okay, what are the models? What are the models are providing their APIs? Okay, wow, provide for the models and the API providers, the chatbots, and everything you can just you can find here. And apart from that, speech image videos, still how many different models are available, which one you have to use. Because nowadays, if you will build any application regarding the images and videos, then that's a very peak peak even the customers want that kind of these applications. Okay, that have the peak market. Okay, so you can just go here and just explore these websites, and you will get the lots of more informations, guys. Okay. Okay. So even if you want, then I can share this link in here in chat. You can just everyone can access this. Okay. Okay, so let's come to this. Okay, so these are the models are available. Okay, so now, so to we already saw that there is a neural network which is running in backend, right? So the neural network. So first of all, the neural network, if you want to go very deeper, then you have to understand what is the processor. Well, the processor is nothing but are the hardware components in computer system that's perform a competition required. It will help you to executing the task, and is a context in LLMs and GPT is a processor play the critical critical roles in established these models functions. And here is the processor. But if you can read this definition. And apart from this, guys, apart from this, yeah, Anirudh, do you have any questions?
No, sir, it's all right.
Okay. Okay. So the thing is, like in processor, the processors are divided into four different categories, guys. One is like mathematical operation, another one is the parallel processing, and another one is the real time, and another one is the real time inferences, and after the scalability. Let's see one by one, guys. What is the mathematical operation in neural network? The processor, especially for the GPU, the graphics processing unit, and another one is the TPU, which is the Tensor Processing Unit, are designed to handle the vast number of mathematical calculation required by the neural network. This include the matrix multiplication, activation function, which you are using inside the neural network, and adjustment of the weights and during the learning. So this everything are handled by the mathematical operation in neural network. This is the one function you can say inside inside this processor which will handle these things. Okay, and apart from that there is another functionality which is you can call as the parallel processing for the efficiency. Okay, so when you are performing any neural network, obviously there is the multi neurons are just functioning at the same time, or you can use the multi activation function at the similar time. So yeah, so each one have their own functionality. So LLM required the immense computation power because they processes huge data sets and complex architecture. So GPU and TPU can process multiple tasks simultaneously, speeding up the operation like a training and interface. For that purpose, they people are using this parallel processing. And after the parallel processing, there is something it's called as the real-time interface. So real-time interface is nothing but when LLM generate the text and processing helping executing the billions of operations in the milliseconds. So to enable the real-time language and understand that and generate the output, we are using the another function. It's inside that processor. It's a real-time interface. Okay, I'm just telling you concepts inside the processor, and after that we will see how it's exactly functioning, how it's taking the inputs and how it's processing everything. We will see and how much memory it's taking for this. And another thing is the nothing but the scalability. Okay, scalability is nothing but the it's a process make possible to scale the LLM to handle the large data set and train the model with a billion of parameters without any significant delays. But the scalability always this is a very important while deploying any LLM models, because when you will deploy any LLM models, for example llama 3 and llama 3.2 in any instances, initially it won't take that much of space. But when you will start running that model, when you to call the two and three types of that APIs, so suddenly you can able to see there is the scalability. It's a load balancer. It will just eat all your memories. Suddenly you will get the pop-up in the logs like your memory is completed, and like you have to add the memories or you have to clean these things. Why this is happening? Because of the scalability. Okay, so this all are is handled by the processor. Okay, so we all see the processor, but what is the processor? What type of the processors are there? One is we all know what is the CPU processor. Okay, CPU is nothing but the we know CPU is nothing but the central process unit, and you can say the CPU is nothing but this is kind of the brain of the computer that perform and generate the when it's processing the task, it's doing the task. And if you will see which company is producing the CPU, any one company, you can say Intel is the super fast, nowadays in the market. Intel, we all are using i3, i5, i7, i9 processor. This is used by the worldwide right nowadays. Because why these people are using? Because Intel cores or Exxon for and because this is very famous CPUs, and it's a high performance and excellent for the general purpose task. And this is so that's why in every computer we can able to see, even if you are using Windows and Linux, so you can see the i3, i5, i7, i9 cores. But it's do have its weaknesses. Okay, the history, when you will say like a historical struggles with the power efficiency compared with the AMD, then it's not that much of efficient. Okay, so this is not that much of efficiency. Why? Because we will see what is the single core and what is the multi cores. And if you will compare with that, then it won't perform that much of efficiency. And even if you will see the what is the AMD, AMD is nothing but the another company that which is the advanced micro devices, and the AMD is nothing but it's a compete directly with the Intel, because it's have its own CPU, which we used to say the name it's called as the Ryzen. You know that Ryzen's are known for the high performance and especially for the gaming and the multitasking. So compared with the CPUs of the Intel, so Ryzen is more better. And the Ryzen's have the series, and they also and the Ryzen for the servers they used to call as the EPYC. This one the people are using for the servers, and in the and what is the speciality of this Ryzen is nothing but the more cores for the parallel processing. It will process everything in the parallelly, not just like a compare with the Intel. Okay, so that's a benefit, and that's a uniqueness of the Ryzen. And if you will ask whether Intel can't perform, Intel also performing, but compare with the Ryzen, Ryzen is better than the Intel. Okay, when you want to perform the multitasking, and these both the companies are in the top in CPU. In CPU, if you will see the CPU, then these two companies are in the top, a lead in the world. And but इनको टक्कर देने के लिए और एक कंपनी है that's called as the Apple. Apple is not also Apple is started making their own, that is called as the M1 and M2 chips for the MacBooks and iPads and based on ARM architectures. And M1 and M2 is only for the Mac and iPad. Okay, these people are using their own product, they won't buy from any others. And if you will say what is the uniqueness and the strength of that M1, M2, then the super energy efficient and excellent is the performance for the Apple ecosystems. Okay, but इसका limitation ऐसे कुछ है नहीं. इसका limitation is only limitation the people only they are using in the Apples. Okay, none of any other computer or laptop you can't find these things. Okay, and so this is the GPU, guys. This is the GPUs. This is the companies. Why I'm talking about the companies in later I will tell you why I'm talking about these companies. Why this all are very important. Okay, and GPU is nothing but the graphics process units, and it's a specialized for handling thousands of calculations simultaneously, and ideal for graphics and AI. And if you will say which company is very lead in the GPU, then is called as the NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA is the company is top in the GPU companies you can say, and dominating the games, AIs, and data centers. And if you will say they are specialized in the GeForce, which we are using, that is called as the GeForce. If you are using, if you're playing any game, then you know this is one they are using for the games, and after for the graphic designs, they are selling the Qtra. This is R, and after that they also have some kind of the chips like a Tesla A100, A100. This is for these people are this using for the AI and machine learning purpose. So this is the GPUs they have, which is in the very top, and in price wise, cost wise, this is very high. Okay, and these people are the Nvidia. Nowadays Nvidia is ruling the industry in AI gaming and the gaming for the parallel processing, because in the gaming and AI you have to do the multiple tasks the simultaneously at the same time. You have to perform the multiple tasks, so that you without Nvidia you can't perform. Without Nvidia you can't create any one top RAM, any games. Okay, so Nvidia is the lead in the GPUs, but everyone can't buy this because it's a very high cost compared with the competitors like Intel and the and AMD. So उनके साथ compare करने में this is very high cost. But even though why the AMD, why important is AMD and NVIDIA is the big competitor in GPU, because because the GPUs are popular in gaming, AI, and everywhere. So that's why these people are we used to call as the top markets in the in the companies, and इस सारे competitors इस सॉरी competition में एप्पल आके कुछ भी नहीं करता. एप्पल इज सेपरेट फॉर, उसका अलग से किंगडम है, ठीक है. सो नाउ डेज AMD, इंटेल एंड दिस एनवीडिया, ओके, इनके बीच में टक्कर है, ठीक है. बट who is the top manufacturer in CPU? If you will ask, then I will say in CPU, the Intel and AMD are the leaders, but Apple's having the M series chips and distribute, and also the people are starting to distributing that into the market. But for the GPU, this NVIDIA is dominating the GPU markets. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the what is that exactly GPU. भाई ये सब है, टॉप GPU है, CPU है, TPU है, DPU है. So what is this exactly? What is the task? Why we are using this? Okay, so you can able to see here the ALU, right? So this whole scenario we used to call as the single core CPU. Okay, single core CPU is nothing but the ALU is nothing but it will help whenever you are doing any mathematical operation. हमने बचपन में पढ़ी है फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड में what is the CPU which is contain the ALU and after that the control unit and the cache which is nothing but the CPU, right? Which is so, but this ALU is not, but it will always help you to perform any kind of the task. Kind of the task, it's a mathematical task, any kind of binary related task if you want to do, then you can use in this ALUs and the uh, uh, so so I just want to tell you to talk about the GPU. GPU के लिए मैं I can बोल सकता हूँ a GPU core is like a worker in the factory, and its job is to take the instruction and process them and complete the task. A single core, the single core of the CPU has just one worker, while the multiple core CPU has the multiple worker. Okay, that's it. This is the one worker and this is the multiple worker. That is the difference. So what is the strength? What is the structure of this single core CPU? If you will ask, then single core contain the control unit ALU. ALU is the full form is nothing but the arithmetic logic units and cache. And also here there is the memory. Memory is not part of the this CPU, but this memory will store all these informations. Okay, and after that, and what is the single CPU? So okay, so here we are using multiple CPU, and here we are using a single CPU. Then why we are using the single core CPUs? Let's first for this we have to do one thing. Let's first look into the single CPUs. Imagine the one worker who does everything, managing tasks, performing the calculations, and remembering the frequency, using the information. This worker maybe you can say this worker can do everything very fast, but it can do everything once a time. Okay, एक बार एक ही काम कर सकता है, ये बहुत फास्ट है, this is very fast, but at a one time it can do only one job. So if you are browsing a web and also you are downloading the file at the same time, so the single core CPU keep switching between these two tasks. So if it is switching into the two tasks, then वो क्या हो जाता है, वो down हो जाता है. So in this particular problem, to solve these problems, we come up with the multi-core CPUs. Then why with the multi-core CPUs? If it has the self-contained and the independence and processing units. So why we are using these things like it's also having the same ALU control unit and the cache, but it's having the multiple cores, right? So now just the same scenario. Now let's the same scenario. It having the team of the workers. It having the team of the workers which each one handle the different tasks. It will handle one task, this will handle second task, this will handle the third task. So the way these people are managing, so one person will search in the web browser and another one person will download the files. So this allow the computer to do the multiple tasks very smoothly and saving the time and making it some more efficient. So that is the difference between the single core CPU and the multi-core CPUs. Okay, and you can see you can see the what is the core difference of the function, processing, designing, emphasis, and use case. These are the difference when you are using. For example, if you are using for any one single task, then go with the single CPUs and cores, and if you have you can go with the multiple cores. Okay. And moving into the next part, I just want to, okay, till here, I hope like everyone is clear. Okay, so why I'm teaching this all the theories, because this is very, very basic, guys. If you don't know these basics, then you can't move further to for the deployment purpose and these things. So that's why I'm just taking this things. Okay, so after the multiple cores works, now let's come to the okay, इतना तो हो गया. I'm just using the cores, one core, but what is the i3? हम बोलते हैं कि we are using. I have the i3, I have the i5, I have the i7, and now recently the people launched i9 core. So what is this? Intel have the i3, i5, i7 processors. Now let's relate this i3, i5, i7. So Intel i3 is like having the two workers. They have the two workers. Okay, i3 में कौन सा है? One worker and two workers है. Okay, so it's good for the basic tasks like browsing and watching videos and editing documents. Then you can go with the i3. Okay, you can go with the i3. And what is the i5? i5 is nothing but like it's having the four workers. i5 में तुम्हारे पास four workers होंगे. Okay, and you can design the multiple tasks, like for example, if you have the i5, then you can play the games, light content creation, and like offer the balanced performance. So multiple tasks you can do in the i5 man. And what is the i7? i7 having the six cores. और भी यहाँ पे दो cores ऐड हो जाएंगे i7 में. So you can demand tasks like video editing and high level of the gaming and performance, that also you can perform in the i7. So i7, if you are using for the AI in the sense deploying the deep learning models, and because the deep learning models may you have to train multiple things like image training and the text processing, that's you have to do with the thousands and the millions of the data. Then if you are having the i7 core, then it's a better. Okay. So this is the difference between, guys. But why this is important? Why we do need this advancement? Okay. So why this everything is important? We already saw, because CPU were sufficient only the computer in simple tasks. So we come up with the multi-core task. Okay. And for the special application like artificial intelligence and the heavy graphics, we have to special processor like a GPU. तो हमारे पास already we have the CPU. Then why we come up with the GPU, guys? GPU की मतलब need क्यों पड़ी? Why we just came for GPU? GPU is came because uh, for example, just a minute. When you want to, the GPU is nothing but the special process design parallel computing, primarily use the render graphics cards is nothing but. Anyone having any doubts, guys?
No,
Yeah,
sir.
vector के लिए you can't say, vector के लिए भी you can say, but yeah, so specifically for the GPUs, these people are NVIDIA is created for the AI processing. Okay, so initially the people are came up for the deep learning का. When you want to train the images, okay, so images में क्या होता है ना, you have to assign the weight and reassign the weight. Okay, and you have to use the activation functions, different activation function, and simultaneously you can apply the one or two activation function. Okay, simultaneously. So us samay na, even the GPU is not that much of capable to perform this type of the task. Okay, high levels. So that's why like a GPU come into the market, the NVIDIA came and started to roll on the market. Okay, and after that, even after that the GPU, there is one thing is called the TPU. Okay, so the TPU is nothing but this is launched by the Google, and this is specifically the people are created for the matrix kind of the data. If any data is kind of the matrix, to process the matrix data, even the CPUs and GPUs not capable. Okay, so to do the matrix data, so they people are came up with the TPU. And this TPU, what is the benefit of the TPU is this is available in cloud. Okay, so you don't need to do the any hardware setup or anything you want to do. This already the TPU is already available in the cloud. But the drawback क्या है कि ये Google cloud platform में available है सबसे ज़्यादा. If you want to take that service in the AWS, then you have to build a one pipeline which you have to connect the AWS with the GCP. So that's a one drawback. But for the matrix quantum computers, that's a new things they people are came up with, right? वहाँ पे these people are using this kind of the processor to handle these things. Okay, so now guys, this all things are happen and everything is happen. Okay, so Nvidia is ruling the world nowadays due to this GPU and the CPU. But we also know that recently one model came which is nothing but the DeepSeek. ठीक है. सो अगर तुम्हें चाहिए तो अगर इफ यू विल गो if normally if you want to run any LLM models, and if you want, then you need the very high level of GPUs. But this DeepSeek just broken all the records of Nvidia's and OpenAI, and they come up with a very less price. They almost they spend around $5.6 million. But for the Nvidia, from the Nvidia, these people OpenAI, they people are spend 18 million to 90 million dollars for the ChatGPT 4. Okay, but so it means they people are used, see, without with we saw without the GPU and without the GPUs, you can't perform any image processing and any kind of the text processing, the huge numbers. Then how they did these things? How these people have processed these things and very well. Okay, so if you want, if you the DeepSeek, they played a very smart and the revolutionary games by cutting the cost associated with the building and running the AI model. Actually, they introduced a new benchmark in AI developments. How they use the some of the minor points, they just focused on some areas. So just we want to discuss what are the things they have did. So they are not just used the traditional model, the way the GPT-4 lay on the thousands of high-end GPUs. But DeepSeek is optimized the training process to use the fewer GPUs. Okay, fewer GPUs. By leveraging the smaller allocation of the GPU resources, they run the high optimized parallel computations. They significantly reduce the number of the GPUs required for the both training and interface, and they incorporate the advanced gradients accumulation techniques like adaptive learning rate schedule, which improve the training efficiency and cut down the times and energy required for that. And also they use the instant of the burning force training. And also they focused on some kind of the data selection strategy. Only they just feeded the model high value data set rather than processing with all available data set. If you will see the chat GPT, that people trained with all the books, websites and everywhere. But these people are not doing this all the things. They just focus on the some selection of they did the data selections. That's one of the best advantage which they did. Okay, and after that, model architecture. For the model architecture, they like streamline the AI model architecture to be the lighter and more efficient, focusing on the archiving similar performance without any excessive parameters. So to analyzing the parameters, so this is what very important, guys. The data cleaning is very important. The if you will compare the ChatGPT 4 with the DeepSeek, so I don't say the feature engineering has happened very well on GPT-4. They just added all the data because they want the models should train on each and every data, but here the people are played a very well smart work. And after that, even the DeepSeek, like for the hardware optimization also they have done. And for the low power GPUs, like example Nvidia H800 they used instead of H100. And for the training, maximize the output through the advanced software optimization they have used. And real-time AI interface, they reduce the GPU dependency for the few 10 GPUs. So many things they have did. Okay, so as I mentioned, they have used the smarter algorithm. They implemented the quantization, reduce the precision of the computation without any sacrificing quality. And so they use this kind of the so many techniques. And after that, even the people are avoiding the render and computations. For example, they use the techniques like cache reuse and the batch optimization during the training purpose. So these all the things helped them to reduce the GPU cost and GPU memories. So that's why the people are they can create they can able to create this very vast amount of data and vast amount of the model within 2 months. They just created within 2 months, guys. And even the people have just mentioned that things like this is very one demo model. ये उनका बड़ा मॉडल नहीं है, just for demo purpose के लिए उन्होंने create किया. And even the people are just they introduced open source, so anyone can work and they can reduce the GPU cost. So due to this, only one days में 600 billions Nvidia का loss हुआ, उनके market crash हुए just because of this one thing. And even if you can able to see like one day back a news like Sam, the OpenAI founder, he said like he liked to work with the China. And even Elon Musk want to buy the OpenAI. So, guys, my suggestion would be like you have to focus on these areas. How I can reduce the GPU, how I can use the less GPU, and I can deploy the very huge data sets. What are the process? And uske basis me you have to write the medium articles rather than working on because if you will see in my companies we are not creating any applications, because when deep learning was up at that time we were created our own application. But now we people are creating our plugins are nothing but that will help you to reduce the cost, reduce the and we are creating the endpoints of our own. So कोई भी उस endpoint को use कर सकता है. If anyone want to use our plugins, so they can use. And also we people are creating the agents rather than creating the applications. Okay, so these all are things are important. So try to create that kind of any projects which is coming days may like it will. You can able to see these people that for the chat GPT the people are invest the $80 million, but the DeepSeek they just invest the $5.6 million. तो यहाँ से कितना changes है, right? So these also, that's why the GPU and CPU playing very important roles. Okay, so now let's see one demo. Okay, I just want to show you guys how to deploy this DeepSeek into the Dockers, and or how to deploy that into the EC2. Okay, and I just want to show you the how much it's the GPU and the CPU it's taking. Okay, so I just want to give you the glimpse of ideas how it's working. And guys, okay, so I know like many of the people's even not aware about like what is the DeepSeek, how to deploy, because I know there is a very large amount of the people are from one particular college. And apart from that college also so many peoples. And if you're not aware about this thing, and next month we are going to conduct 3 months of the class, and that we will teach everything from the basic, how to build a machine learning, how to build the deep learning models, how to train the models in AWS, how to train the model in Azure, how to train into the GCP. Okay, so each and every point step by step हम बताएंगे. But here in this class only I'm giving the overview. Okay, ऊपर का I'm just giving you because you guys are already in third year. You already know the some of the people know the Python very well, machine learning. So using this information you can achieve more. So that's why I'm giving you guys. And if anyone want to join, please contact our HRs. The people will help you. Okay, for that please. Okay. So I just want to stop my screen and I just want to share. Okay. So guys, first of all, I just want to tell you what is the Docker. Okay. So if anyone don't know what is the Docker, so Docker is nothing but the kind of just a minute. Okay, so Docker is nothing but the kind of the open source platform that allow you to the develop and build the package and run the application in the isolated environment. What it will do is, for example, you don't need any kind of the physical, physical very hard any what we can say. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so you don't need any kind of the hardware. For example, if you will run any high packages in the sense, if you will run two three models, if you want to deploy the DeepSeek at the same time you want to deploy the Llama 3, at the same time you want to deploy the any other LLM models. Okay, Lava. Let's consider the Lava. So you can't deploy the three models in your laptop, right? Because your laptop it's not capable. But if you need something where you can deploy, but the weight that should not come under your laptop, uski jo, the storage should not contain in your laptop, and you want to run that in somewhere else. So that's where in easy language uske liye we are using the Dockers. Okay, we will learn more about the Dockers. Just I want to give you the small demo, and if from my team, if Pallavi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you please share your screen and run?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Please
so apart
enable.
from that, guys, we will send you the document how to do this step by steps. And if you want, you can by following the documents, you can just do the steps. Just now, due to concerning of the time, I just want to show you that thing CPU and GPU वाला कैसे utilize करते हैं.
My screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Just go and show what are the things. Okay, so guys, go to the code first, Pallavi.
Yes, yes.
So
Should I
initially,
explain, sir?
yeah, yeah, you want.
Yeah, I will try.
Okay, so the thing is like, guys, here initially when you have created, right, you have to create the Flask app. Okay, so Flask app, why we are using for creating these APIs. Okay, using the post methods, we are just passing this all the DeepSeek. And after that, we have written the one Docker file here. The Docker file में हमने कुछ नहीं किया, just we have to open the Docker file. Here we have just downloaded the DeepSeek, and on the top of the Olama, we just run this DeepSeeks. Okay, and we just install the Pythons and all the instruction, the basic instruction we have written here. Okay, and that's it, guys. Nothing any fancy, very simple. Can you please run this? Okay, for these things you need a, Docker desktop in your local, and WSL you need. And apart from that, if even if you have the Docker hub, that would be great. Okay, this
Okay.
everything is mentioned in the document. Just follow the document, you can able to do it by your own self. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please run this, Pallavi?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, I just want to explain something. Okay. So hi guys, I'm Pallavi. I work for DevOps team here. So basically, the coder has given the code to us. We have to write the Docker file as sir explained, and the start.sh file for start the Docker file. After this, we have to run this image out of this Docker file. We have to run a image, which I have already run. You can see this is my image name, Flask DeepSeek. Okay. We have to transfer this image to our ecr is nothing but elastic container registry, which is available inside our aws, where we like push this image. Here you can see flask backend. This is my container registry, and inside this flask backend you can see there is an image I have sent. Yeah, here this image and this image is the same image. Okay, now what I have done is from ecr I have deployed this image into our ec2. Just a second. Okay, so this is our EC2 instance which we have launched. Inside this EC2 instance, we have taken this image from ECR, and ये EC2 इंस्टेंस का जो पब्लिक आईपी एड्रेस है उसको हम कॉपी करेंगे और हमारा जो पोस्टमैन है उसके अंदर डालेंगे. आप देख सकते हो ये सेम आईपी एड्रेस है. एंड देन द 5000 का पोर्ट हम ओपन रखेंगे इसके लिए. एंड देन पेलोड्स जो कि हमें कोडर प्रोवाइड करेंगे वो हम यहाँ पे डाल सकते हैं. और दिस इज you can tell me the payload whatever you want to know about from this app. We can change this and show you the result. Anything you want to see from this. यहाँ पे मैंने डाला है पाइथागोरस थ्योरम के बारे में. आप और भी कुछ दे सकते हो, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल न्यूटन्स लॉ हम डालते हैं. यस, somebody speaking.
No, you can go ahead.
ओके. सो यहाँ पे मैंने न्यूटन्स लॉ डाला है. अभी मैं इसको सेव करके हिट करूंगी सेंड पे. ये थोड़ा सा टाइम लेते हुए हमें दिख सकता है बिकॉज ऑफ ओलामा. हमने यहाँ पे ओलामा भी डाल रखा है इस कोड के अंदर. यू कैन सी यहाँ पे ओलामा भी है. इसको डाउनलोड करके फिर ये चलाएगा ये डॉकर फाइल के अकॉर्डिंगली.
Okay, so guys, here we are using the three things. Okay, so initially we are deployed the DeepSeek on the top of the Olama, and that Olama we are running in the Docker file. Okay, and once the your image is created, we are just pushing that image into the AWS, where we are pushing into the ECR. Why ECR? ECR is just for the scalable purpose. We saw, right, the GPU where we want the something scalable. Your image को वो control कर सकता है. Even if you want to reduce your image size using ECR, you can do it. Okay, so when you will push your ECR, so ECR can handle the multiple different images simultaneously. Okay, so once your image is present in the ECR, so by taking the URL, and that the URL will available from the ECR, by taking that URL you can just run that into your EC2. That's what, once you run your image into EC2, you will get the HTTP. Okay, so that's HTTP. You can just put it here on the postman, and you will get the output. So if you want to create the multiple APIs, even you can create the multiple APIs, and you can use for your own purpose and your own application or anywhere. Okay, so this is how you can deploy your own any LLM models for your personal. Okay, and can you please
You
show
can
the
see the
CPUs
response.
and GPUs usage? That
Yes, sir. It can be seen on Docker, but now we have a problem with the space, as we say. But whenever you create a image, you have to create a container out of it, and this is our container. If I click on the container, we can see the CPU is usage on all because there is a memory issue going on with my laptop, so I'm not able to run it. But if you have some good memory laptop, you can see this. ऑल्सो यहाँ पे भी हम देख सकते हैं कि जब मैंने पहले रन किया था इसको तो यहाँ पे वो CPU ये दिखा रहा है, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द इशू वी आर नॉट एबल टू गेट इट राइट नाउ. ऑल्सो यहाँ पे उसने न्यूटन्स लॉ का हमें ये दिया है, रिस्पॉन्स दे दिया है. यू कैन सी here you can able to see think. It is because we are using DeepSeek R1 model.
Okay, so I hope you guys have got it. Even though इसके ऊपर से भी how to, for example, multiple times when you will run this hit or this APIs, so that the backend, the Docker का जो space जो होता है, right, the storage, it will get increased. So how you can scale that things using this ECR, okay? And also you can apply the load balancer on the top of the EC2. These are the very vast topics, but this is the steps. We will send you the steps and you can perform. If anyone queries, then just ping me, okay? And then we will see in the next class, guys. And apart from that, for the today's medium blogs, I will share it in the group, okay, that research groups. I hope everyone are in that groups, so there I will share the medium blogs. No, like according, you can't select the other medium blocks. The thing is, like, according to the topics which we are actually, this is also kind of the we are seeing as assignments. Okay, we are not giving any specific assignments. Rather than the assignments, we are giving these blocks. So on the basis, see, project will assign. So is this common for everyone to write the medium articles, even if you can select for the such a project? See, if you are selected for the project, then you guys can write the medium articles related to that projects. Okay, so that will give you the more advantage. So I hope the project is not assigned to you, right? Is this assigned to you? Okay, that's not assigned, then I don't think so you will get the same project or not. Okay, let me discuss and I will because we already decided the projects for each groups. Okay, so I don't know who all are in your team. You were not in the part of that group.
With
Okay.
very good. Gautam sir, sorry to interrupt. This is Prashant. Okay. Yeah, there is a team. There is an important announcement from our side. So just be in the session. And coordinators, can we please stop the recording?